We are back. Welcome to Pub Sports Radio Prize Picks Edition. We're here. The playoffs are among us, I should say. FedEx St. Jude's Championship, Memphis, Tennessee, TPC Southwind is this golf course. It's kind of changed. It used to be the FedEx Classic, but now they're having the playoffs here. So it's exciting. Players know this course. We weren't here last week, but 2 weeks ago, 2 out of 4. These first rounds have been kind of biting me in the ass, but it is what it is. But before we get to all this good stuff, these two plays I have for you, you know the deal. Go to Prize Picks, hit promo code PubSports. You got to do it. Put in $100. I'll match you 100 and get it done because you will love it. College football coming up, NFL. We still have baseball. Shout out to our guy Sharpie because K props. I'm sure you guys are cashing with him nonstop. So check it out. Get in there. Hit promo code PubSports. But let's get to it this week. Let's get to the action. My first one is my 2-pack for this week. I'm glad we have back kind of the full kit and caboodle with the playoffs coming down here. 125-man field. They'll cut it to 75. I think they'll leave it into 30 when they head to Atlanta. But we got greens and regulations, fairways hit. I'll get to those next. But first, let's get to our first one. I'm sticking with strokes. I'm going to stay off birdies, which I might get to maybe on like a Friday, depending on how the course is playing. I think it's very gettable, this golf course, but I think there's a lot of trouble. There's a lot of balls will get wet this week. So, I think it'll be tough, but I think birdies will be had here as well. This is one guy I want to fade. There's a few guys on this list. I mean, Ricky Fowler, 70. I don't want him. I don't know who would. Lahiri's played well lately. Matt Kuchar didn't get done for me 2 weeks ago, even though he has #2 scoring, first round scoring all year long. There's a few guys, Jason Day I looked at, but this is the guy I don't think has been playing good golf. And last week was a tail time. He's played so good there at the Wyndham Championship right by his home is Webb Simpson. I'm taking him over 68.5 here. Before that, all year hasn't played good golf. Just snuck into this 122 out of the 125. Fowler was 125. He's the last man. I don't think he's going to hang around. But he miscut the British Open before that to John Deere. He finished 69th at the Rocket Mortgage, shot 74 in the last round. I don't want him here. And last week in that course where he's played so well, had a bad opening round and then didn't even finish his round. He was going to miss the cut anyways, just walked off the course after the rain delay. So Webb Simpson's game is struggling right now, and I don't want him. So I'm going to fade him. I'm going to dare him to shoot 68. If he does, he does. But I think this is too low. Take him over 68.5. Let's get to my next guy. There's a few, I wanted to look at here. Rory, Shane Lowry. I don't know about his game. I looked at Jordan Spieth. But I want this guy. He's just the hottest golfer right now, Tony Finau. Pretty good record here. Opening around 69 last year. I think he can play solid golf at this golf course. And he's just been red hot. And we're not getting 67.5. So we're getting 68. I think he can just keep it rolling. This guy's just locked in, zoned in. And I'll take him at this price. So I love it. I think we can get these two right away. Let's get to our second one. With my back, I love my greens and regulations, but they're just kind of killing us here on this with all these guys. They're all 13, whether it's Justin Thomas, Patrick Cantlay, Rahm, and these are all the best players in the world who are all top 20 in greens and regulations. But the number one guy, almost 73%, Scotty Scheffler. I'm taking him over 13. I think he can get it this week. Phenomenal. Shot 65 here last year. I haven't taken him enough, I think, this year, especially in these round ones that we are dealing with. And I've kicked myself for it. And he keeps playing well in round ones. And his green and regulations just been the best. Like I talked about, 73%. I want him here. I think he gets over 13. Best on tour. I don't want Rory. I'm sure Justin Thomas, a few of these guys, Cantlay could get it. They're not too far behind him. They're 68%, 70. Justin Thomas has fell a little bit to 68. I want Scotty Scheffler, and I think he can get over 13. I wish it was 12.5. We're not getting what we got earlier in the year, taking advantage of this. But give me the number one guy who's been best all year. I think he's a PGA Player of the Year too. So give me Scotty Scheffler over 13 greens and regulations. Next, I wanted to look at the fairways hit. This one we haven't touched on. It hasn't been on Prize Picks too much in the last month or so. But I'm taking a guy, this one's a pure numbers play for me, is Will Zalatoris. I'm taking him under 8.5 fairways. This golf course, there's a ton of dogleg rights. It's not an easy driving course, so he's been sporadic all year long. And while his greens in regulation is really, really good, where he's like, I don't know, 68%, top 30, he's under 8.5 here. He's 179th on tour, basically 180. There's only 205 guys they rank on tour for this. So he hits 53%, you know, maybe right now it's 54, depending on what site you're looking at. Yeah, 179th, 180 here. So that's basically he's hitting 7.5 fairways. And at this golf course, he's got to hit 9 for you to cash this. I'm going to dare him to get 9 fairways here. I'm going to take his under 8.5. Willie Z, you know, I think his second shot's a big deal. Same thing, I did it earlier in the year with Scotty Scheffler. Not the greatest driver of the ball. All the top players in the world, they're not in the top 30 driving the golf ball. All, you know, it's like Ryan Armour, Ches Reavie, all these other guys, you know, that are over 70% fairways hit. They're just so strong, they rip it out of the fairway. I mean, out of the rough, and hit their greens and regulations. But under 8.5, I think we can get it. I'm riding just the big horse, Scotty Scheffler. Best guy all year, greens and regulations. And I'm taking the under, Willie Z, on his fairways hit. I think he hits 7 or 8. We can cash that shit. And that is it. Let's run through it real fast before we get out of here. Shout out to the chat. I cannot see you. I don't have this on right now, but shout out to you guys. I saw Kevin there. Shout out to my guy. Check out the daily sesh coming up here in just an hour after Jose's show. Appreciate you, my guy. And Preston, thanks, my man, for being here. Let's get it one time again. Webb Simpson, fading this guy, 68.5. I didn't want him. His golf game is just nowhere to be seen, and there's just no way I want this guy. Tony Finau, the hottest guy on tour. I like it. We're not dealing with 67.5 with 68. I think he can shoot 3 under on this golf course tomorrow. And lastly, Scotty Scheffler, a guy over 13.5 greens regulation, 73% all year. I think he gets 14 or 15 easily. And Willie Z under 8.5 fairways hit. This guy's just not a great driver of the golf ball, and I don't think it'll be easy this week at this golf course. So under 8.5 was Willie Z. Thanks for everyone. Hit the shout out. We need some cashes. Round 1 was really good to me, 3 months ago. Round 1s have been, not horrible. Haven't been god awful, but 2 out of 4 ain't gonna cut it. As we say, we need to cash here. So hopefully we get it this week. And like we said, just a couple more weeks left before we get to Atlanta with the championship, and all the big money is there. I don't say big money because Cam Smith, he's already bounced the Live Tour. Take his $100 million from Greg Norman there. But that is it. Real quick, you know the deal. Prize picks. Get there. Hit promo code Pub Sports. Put in a hundo. They'll match you. And real quick, touch on other ones. Our buy a coffee. If we could throw that in the chat, go do that. We're heading to Atlantic City, another Pub-a-Palooza. Help us out if you can. If you can't, always hit the like button on our shows. And if you need another book, go to mybookie.ag. Hit promo code Pub Sports. They'll match you 50% of your debit or credit. But use the Bitcoin. Put 1,000, they'll match you that. So go there, get it, got it good. And go to Manscaped. You got to keep the balls shaved, trimmed, all that good stuff. Shout out to Manscaped. Great sponsor of ours here at Pub Sports Radio. But that is it. We'll see you next week. Let's get that cash this week. Peace.